Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we talk about all things Disney, but we're Epcot-centered.
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in our rankings and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when the nerdiest Disney gathering was after work at Coco's.
This is episode 161, the top 7 D23 rumors for 2026.
Or, could this finally be Figment's year? Please?
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure.
We call it Epcot.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And this is episode 161, and we're talking about D23 again because it's already been a year. That's
It's August.
crazy. Yeah, here it is, 1st of August. How? How did it get to be the 1st of August? And yet outside it's 100,000 degrees, so I believe it.
Yeah, that tracks. Now, today we are talking about D23. We are celebrating all the Disney fandom, Disney nerdiness that is D23. If you are not familiar with this concept, it's a Disney fan-centric convention. So it is inspired by the fans, generated by the fans initially, and now Disney presents the coming attractions. They present coming Blue Sky. They present all the coming things until the next D23. So some of the presentations are bigger than others. Some of the things are little details. We'll get into it as we go along. But for today, Rod, tell us what we're doing.
Well, we're going to cover the top 7 D23 rumors this year. Every year there's always speculation about what are they going to say about Marvel, Star Wars, the theme parks, parking
Movies.
prices. Yeah, I mean,
Everything.
everything Disney. But what we're going to look at are, at least according to the internet and people we've listened to and talked to, what are the top 7 rumors about what we think they're going to announce in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to give our take on them, and then we're going to throw in a couple others at the end that we're hoping we might hear about. So
Please. Let this be the year for Figment. That's all I can say.
Figgy, come on, you need a redo.
All right. Well, number 1 is Villains Land. This has been talked about since it was initially brought up at D23 in 2024. And the speculation's been wild. Everybody says, oh, I know somebody in Imagineering that says ... And we still have virtually nothing except for an artist conception that shows what looks like a roller coaster, what looks like a big castle, and a lot of people going, a big roller coaster and villains? Please let this be the year for Kronk.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever! Why do we even have that lever?
That's a villain's roller coaster.
Now, that is not intimated. Is that a word? Intimated?
Yeah, that's a real word.
In the artist drawing, but because they're saying Villains Land, it has to be there. It has to. The artist concept art looks more maleficent. It looks very dark. Thorns, ravens. But since that concept art was released, we have heard some underlying rumors that there will be a Maleficent roller coaster, possibly a Maleficent castle. And now we started hearing about maybe a Hades sit-down restaurant, table service restaurant, involving some sort of dinner show. I'm not sure. But that's what D23 is for, folks. We're going to try to get some solidity behind these rumors. And I think this is definitely going to be the year for Villains Land, for those details to be revealed.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the 2 new lands that are currently under construction at the Magic Kingdom.
So I'm hoping that we're going to hear a name. If they call it Villains Land, I'm going to be very disappointed. Y'all know how I feel about them taking a concept and adding land to it. I'm looking at you, Cars Land. And by the way, it's not called Star Wars Land. So
Thank heavens. And please, not Monsters Inc. Land either.
yeah, Monstropolis. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, it does seem like we're going the right direction
Put a
there.
little pin in that. So I'm hoping we're going to hear a name. I'm hoping we're going to hear specifics on those ride details. And they still haven't said what the second ride is going to be in Villains Land. Do you have any speculation, Rod?
I really don't. It could be anything from just a flat ride, which is generally what they do. They put an E ticket and a B ticket or a C ticket in. That's happened over and over. It's what's happening in tropical Americas. Pretty sure that's probably what's going to happen here as well. We'll see. And it looks like maybe over in the Cars Piston Peak area, too.
No. The spoilers.
Oh, sorry. We haven't gotten there yet.
But yeah, I think historically, we'd probably be looking at a flat ride of some kind. I'm hoping it's going to be a classic dark ride. Florida is sadly lacking in them, and this would be a great opportunity to do, pick a story, pick any story, or combine them all and let them all have a Disney Villains dark ride.
Well, seeing what Universal did over at Epic Universe with Monsters Unchained, a good dark ride with the villains like that would be fantastic.
That would be so, oh my gosh, amazing. Let's go in that direction. All right, number 2. This is going to be over on the West Coast, and we think that we're going to hear a lot more about the Disneyland Forward project. Speculation out there is that we might hear a third gate teaser. I don't think we're going to, but that is what's floating out there in the interwebs, so maybe. And that we're going to see expansions. Now, Avatar is what was announced as the expansion for DCA, and now it's sort of gone quiet. And there's speculation that maybe they're going to be replacing that with something else. I would be all for replacing Avatar with something else in DCA. First of all, it doesn't fit the California theme at all, but further speculation from Rod here on that in a moment. But also, I don't know that Avatar as a brand has the staying power of some of the Disney IP that already exists, that they already own, that they don't have to partner with other people, James Cameron specifically, to make happen. So, not that I've heard he's difficult to work with or anything. No shade to James Cameron. I'm sure he's lovely. But when you have IP, we have Frozen now. So Arendelle is being represented all over the world in different parks. We have Zootopia being represented in Shanghai. Either one of those could be very easily replicated at DCA, or they could surprise us. They could do a replication of Monstropolis that's coming in to Hollywood Studios, or they could give us a new land that actually fits the theming. I don't know, but they've gone very quiet on the Avatar front lately, so maybe it's sticking around, maybe it's not. I don't know. Rod, what do you think?
Well, I think a lot of what was talked about for Disneyland Forward might work its way into the Hollywood backlot areas. There was speculation based on the original graphics that they released that there might be a Wakanda area or something. Wakanda would fit in right there because it would connect then directly into Avengers Campus and the expansion with taking over Tower of Terror and all of that. So here's my concept, though, is possibly if they're taking out part of what is California and putting in something that is IP-based, is it still California Adventure? So I'm wondering if part of the Disneyland Forward plan is to eventually retheme the entire park and make it Adventure World California. And we have the second gate now, I'm sure they're going to talk about, for Shanghai. Is that going to be Adventure World China? Who knows? I don't know. It seems like that could be like the Magic Kingdom parks or the castle parks, and it be its own Disney brand worldwide.
I don't hate that. It would free them up to maybe get rid of some of the pier attractions over at Pixar Pier and get rid of the sort of boardwalk feel. I feel like they kind of box themselves in on that by using the California theme. So, I don't know. There's some possibilities there.
Now, the one thing they better not do is say, hey, just like Magic Kingdom, we're going to get rid of Rivers of America. But no.
No, please.
Walt will come back and haunt you if you do. I'm telling you now, don't do that at Disneyland.
As well he should.
All right, number 3, Space Mountain Overhaul. This actually is a multi-tiered one because it looks like Disney World is definitely talking about doing something with the 50-year-old attraction.
Finally.
Thank heavens. It's a chiropractic nightmare. It makes the Matterhorn look smooth. And also there's now rumors of Paris maybe de-theming theirs or re-theming it back to the original concept and taking Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain out and going back to the Jules Verne version. So I kind of like this idea of doing Space Mountain around the world with upgrades at all of the Spaces Mountain that exist. Not sure at Disneyland what that would be. It already is a really good version they have there, except bringing back those Galaxy for Halloween is what they need to start doing there.
I'm really surprised they have taken that away.
Well, and they could announce that as part of an overall Space Mountain rebuild. So redoing Disney World's track, retheming Paris, and bringing back Ghost Galaxy at Disneyland.
Yeah, Tokyo's already getting a major overhaul on theirs, so maybe that's kind of leading the charge on this. I don't know, but it is time for Disney World to have an overhaul, especially with Tron sitting next door looking all shiny. So I hope they don't mess with the exterior too much. Tokyo's, if you've seen it, looks like a completely different animal. It has the same sort of general structure, but it looks like a very zhuzhed up Space Mountain. And I don't know, the one at World is so classic. I hope they leave the exterior alone, but that interior, man, go at it. Make it better. Fix it.
Yeah, do the Disneyland version. Do the Paris version. Just do a new version.
Like they did recently with Big Thunder Mountain.
Well, Thunder was a retrack of the same design, though.
Well, that's what I mean. That would be satisfactory even.
Well, if they smoothed out the corners, re-engineered the original concept, that's true. Maybe go to the side-by-side seating like California.
Yeah.
There would still be enough room, I think, in that building to do that. Might make them a little shorter just because of how much wider those tracks would be, but
right.
I think it'd be worth it.
And they would have to mess with the exterior if they went with the Paris version because of that launch on the outside. But, I don't know.
I don't know that they would need the launch so much as just adding loops. I don't
I don't know if there's room in there. The
I don't know.
track is so tight, pretzeled in on itself. But I like the idea. I love the Paris overlay. I love that. And I love the part where you go through the loops and you're shooting the TIE fighters, and it's a lot of fun. But does it fit Discoveryland? I don't know. I like that they are talking about going to that original De la Terre à la Lune, from the Earth to the Moon, where they launch you to the moon. I think it's fun. So, yeah, kudos to them for that. I hope that comes to fruition in all respects. All right, on to number 4. Now, this one we already know a part of, but we think that they're going to go deeper into the Carousel of Progress animatronic. Here's the thing. That particular night at D23 is being hosted by NPH, Neil Patrick Harris. If they are already talking about redoing all of the animatronics, redoing the story, we already know that we're getting the 60s, the 80s. You've heard the thing. You know what we're getting. Way back in the day, when they started talking about doing an overhaul on COP, they were talking about using the voice of Tom Hanks as replacing the voice of John. So that is still, I think, a definite possibility. He definitely still lives in the Disney world. We just had Toy Story 5. I think that is still a very viable rumor. But with Neil Patrick Harris hosting that night, that's not an accident. Is he going to be John's voice? Is he going to be doing the song? We are pretty sure he's at least going to sing the song that night. Because to have him there and not sing Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, that would be a miss. That would be a huge miss. So I don't know. And NPH has a very long history with Disney as well. He did the launch announcement for California Screamin'. He did part of the narration for World of Color at DCA. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this one, but
I think it would be weird if Tom Hanks didn't do it.
He's demanding equal time with Buzz Lightyear.
That's
by being across the way.
Yep. All right, number 5. One of the big rumors, of course, is that we're going to hear a lot more about Monstropolis over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, this one's already under construction. It took over the old Muppets Courtyard area. And to the chagrin of a lot of people, it took out, of course, Muppet 3D. So that theater, the Glob Theater, is a big new show, but they're not saying what. And I think they're going to be bringing in a lot more of brand new film and projection, specifically, not film, but projection technology to a new show here. They're not saying what it is yet, but I think we're going to get a hint, at least during D23, what it is. Plus, we'll probably get a look at the Harryhausen's menu, what's taking over Pizza Rizzo, which my guess is probably still going to be puffy pizza, but made by monsters. and then, of course, we'll get a more inside look at the construction of the new coaster.
My hope is that we'll get a detailed menu for Harryhausen's, or at least glimpses of that. And I'm hoping that they're going to reveal that there is going to be a lounge attached to Harryhausen's, because I think a Monsters, Inc. lounge would be really fun. And speaking of projects that are already in the works, let's go on to number 6, where we are addressing rumors for Piston Peak and Tropical Americas. So Piston Peak is the Cars Land area. Yes, I said it. Over at Magic
It's
Kingdom.
hard not to.
Oh,
It's Cars Land.
It is. I hate it so much.
I
But
like
I
the
love Piston Peak.
I love
Yes.
that name, yeah.
Love that. So the speculation here is that we're going to be seeing something on the mysterious second ride. Now we know that we're going to get the rally racers that's going through the desert there, but they have not said anything about what the second ride could be. Rod, what's your speculation?
They've said it's going to be family friendly, and I think again here, unfortunately, that we're going to get another B or C ticket attraction. So I think we're probably going to get a spinner, maybe something that's more akin to like Mater's Junkyard Jamboree over at Disney California Adventure. I hope not. I really hope that we get something unique and new, and not just like Tropical Americas. They're getting a carousel as their second attraction. We already know that. We need something fresh and not off the shelf. We see what they just did with Adventure Way, and they have a Zamperla Wave Swinger. It's basically the same thing that they have at California Adventure as what was the Orange Stinger. Come on. We need something that's not off the shelf, something unique. If you're taking out the Rivers of America, one of the most beloved pieces of the Magic Kingdom, do it right. Please do it right.
I love that. You have to justify removing that. So hopefully we are going to see something more on that. And then in Tropical Americas over at Animal Kingdom, we're speculating that we're going to get some details on the Encanto ride. In my head, it had already been revealed that it was a boat ride. And I'm hearing now that that was not a reveal, and we're going to hear about, apparently that was just my imagination filling in blanks. They're speculating that we're going to hear what the actual ride vehicle, the ride situation is. So maybe it's trackless, maybe it's a boat ride, maybe it's, I don't know. I still think it's going to be a boat ride, but we'll find out.
Well, the third attraction, of course, that they've already started construction on at California Adventure is the new Coco attraction, which goes right in with the same rumor, and it is a boat ride. So I was in the same mind frame that Encanto was as well, but I think maybe I'm mixing that up with Coco.
Maybe I did too. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that, and the new Indiana Jones attraction, of course, that's going into Tropical Americas as well. The other thing that we're hearing is it may be a phased opening to where one of the attractions opens first. In my mind, I think Indy would open first just because it already existed as a ride system. They're just retheming.
And as far as that one goes, I'm hoping we at least hear a name of the attraction. Indiana Jones and the is what I want to hear come out of Josh D'Amaro's mouth. So hopefully we'll get something there. And I really hope that they're going to give us more details on that beautiful carousel. I know a carousel is nothing out of the ordinary. It's sort of a, like Rod was saying, an off-the-shelf concept. But Disney does them really well. So I'm hoping that we're going to see an actual carousel animal on the stage. I'm hoping that they're going to show us that beautiful woodwork and let us ooh and ah for a little bit over the beauty of Imagineers.
And the number 7 top rumor at D23 we think is going to be the Epcot World Showcase expansion. This is something that's been hypothesized, blue-skied, imagined, and dreamed about for decades. The last new country was Norway. That's how long ago that was.
It's been a minute.
It's been a few minutes. So, the countries that I've heard bandied around are Brazil, India. What other ones would you like to see? Greece would be great. I know Switzerland was talked about a few years ago because they actually had a concept drawing for the Matterhorn. So I think, if it's in my mind, I think they're going to go with India. I think that's just a huge market for Disney already. Tons of people, tons of great food, and amazing Bollywood dancing. That could be one of the most energetic pavilions at all of Epcot.
And festivals.
Oh, yes.
Let's not forget the festivals. And like you said, the Bollywood, the dancing, the music, the streetmosphere could be awesome. When we talked about our Epcot Blue Sky a million years ago, India was the one that I chose as the country that should be added next. This would be a wild card for sure, because we haven't had any hints that this is happening. We haven't seen any plans. This is just one of those rumors that I think probably consistently floats out there.
It seems like every D23, this rumor comes out.
Right.
And then somebody says it, and everybody picks it up, which is why I think it ended up on the top 7 list.
The other end of this is that people are speculating that maybe instead of a new pavilion, we're going to see a major Mexico overhaul. Again, I don't know that it's needed. First of all, people love the Mexico pavilion as is. And it already has an attraction. It already has a great restaurant. I don't know that it needs an overhaul. If I were going to do an overhaul on a country, I would probably pick Germany and go ahead and add in that Rhine River.
Oh, yeah, like they first talked about.
Yeah, Germany's sort of one of the forgotten pavilions, I feel like, and it's because there's no attraction.
Well, that whole back corner has no attractions. One thing I would like to see them do, if this is just a little blue sky on my part, you have Health and Life Pavilion that's been empty now for, a decade?
Way too long.
Way too long. Put in the rumored Epcot Hotel there with its own entrance into the park.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, have just all the rooms face into the park, so nothing faces back and looks out over the cast member areas. Everything looks into the park towards Spaceship Earth and towards Future World, towards Epcot.
It's still Future World.
Yeah, I think it would be a fantastic, maybe a moderate-priced hotel, just a tower, basically. So maybe only 300 to 400 rooms, much like they did with Coronado Springs.
Yes, however, if it has an entrance into Epcot, it is not going to be a moderately priced hotel.
Oh, that's a good point. Very good point.
And that puts it on the monorail loop, so...
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Definitely not going to be moderately priced.
Speaking of that new section of land that sits behind Villains Land that they're clearing, I'm wondering if that could be a new resort over just north of the Grand Floridian. And talk about a place that needs a value resort.
A Villains
It wouldn't be
hotel?
directly... Well, a Villains Hotel, with its own entrance. I hadn't thought about that either. Ooh, that would be really fun.
I don't hate that. Now, Walt was very specific that he wanted one entrance in, one entrance out of his park. And if we add another entrance, I don't know.
Look at Epcot.
I know. But Epcot was a city in Walt's mind.
Well,
you would
true.
have more than one entrance.
But the Disneyland Forward concept did show a separate entrance into Disneyland up on the Critter Country side.
And Walt would hate that.
Walt would hate that. In the new area that they were going to build across the street. And California Adventure, same thing. So
I like it. I like having the alternate, but he was a storyteller at heart, and he wanted to tell his story his way. And coming in from the backside does not tell the story the correct way.
So some things that did not make the top 7, but are definitely being talked about. Well, of course, the new Believe cruise ship is coming out, so we're probably going to get a lot more information on that.
Maybe, because they did say recently that there's going to be a major announcement of all the details on October 7th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that's like 6 weeks after. 6 weeks?
A few.
a few weeks. I don't math on the weekends, but it's going to be several weeks after D23 is when they're going to do all those major reveals. But I still think we're going to see something. I'm hoping that they might do a reveal of the Stern characters, whoever's painting the Believe on the back of the ship, or possibly the Atrium statue.
That would make sense. Also, I bet we get at least one new ship name.
I hope so.
I would imagine at least something. I would imagine something or something in harmony with that. Listen to our last episode. Yeah,
I'm still on the imagination. I think it's going to be the
imagination was Sue's idea. Harmony was mine. I like both of those.
But yeah, a new ship name, some visual of the lobby would be great. Just the artist rendering of what the lobby is going to look like with the statue and the chandelier would be amazing. I don't know that they would go that far, but hopefully we'll at least see that for the Believe, since we know that one's on the horizon. Ooh, Horizon. Disney Horizon.
Disney Horizon. That's a great one.
Ooh, I like that a lot. That. Okay, scratch that. Put that in there. And of course, they're also going to talk about Disney movies. As we know, this is going to be the year of the 3s.
So many 3s.
Frozen 3s, Zootopia 3, Incredibles 3, Monsters Inc. 3. We think they are all going to be teased at this convention.
Well, and of course, Toy Story 9, I think. No?
And a half.
And a half. Ooh, Lion King 1.5. Why not?
Actually, that would be fun.
On the other side of that, too, there's rumors flying around that Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and Figment may be getting their own movies. I like those ideas both.
Now, speaking of Figment.
And we were.
If they're going to give him a movie, which they are rumoring, they might as well take this opportunity to upgrade his poor little attraction.
Yeah, this is one that we've hoped would be a rumor, and nobody's talking about it. They were last D23, but this D23, it didn't seem to make the list. That people are going, hey, Imagination's going to get this big thing. With Tony and Joe Rohde both in and out of retirement, that would be an amazing update to finally bring back Dreamfinder and do Imagination the way it's supposed to be.
Now, I know we throw this idea out a lot, but if they're going to overhaul it, and it's time. It is time.
It is time
to do this. Every single D23 that comes up, this gets tossed around, and I think this year it's not because people are tired of getting their hopes dashed. And we toss this out a lot, but I think that this is the golden opportunity for the Mystic Manor attraction technology. Add Figment into that sort of technology where he is messing with everything and the paintings are coming to life and the whole thing. If you are not familiar with Mystic Manor, do yourself a treat and look it up on YouTube as I ride through, because it is gorgeous. It is beautiful.
One of the best Disney attractions ever built.
I can't wait to see it in person. I have not gotten to see it in person.
Well, it's all the way in Hong Kong. It's a little hard to just happen by there.
Exactly. So, which is another good reason that technology exists. That concept exists. Bring it to the States and let it be Figment, because he could do it justice.
Well, and if you're going to do the film, you cannot do that film and tell the story of Figment without Dreamfinder.
Right.
Which means if he's going to be in the film, he's got to be back in the attraction. My thought is they're probably going to do the film and the attraction rehab to open at the same time.
That would be amazing. And we need the meet and greet back. We need to meet Dreamfinder with his little Figment.
Yeah, Figment right now, I like that he's a meet and greet. It's way too big.
He's giant. But he can pop himself into anywhere, so he can make himself giant for a meet and greet.
Well, that's true.
Just because we are in Epcot and we are Epcotian, let's just address very briefly the idea that they're going to be bringing back up the redo of Spaceship Earth. I personally think that this one is not going to be addressed this year. I think they're going to leave it as is for now. But I don't know, we could see something. Rod, what do you think?
I really hope that they finally do, because the whole inside of that attraction was built in 1982. Well, actually, it was built before that. It was.
It opened in
82. I do think we're going to see eventually a story upgrade. I like the idea of the history of storytelling, which was something that Imagineering kind of bandied around a while back for the big upgrade. Whether we see that in the next few years or not, though, I'm with you. I don't think we're going to see it announced now. I think 1 to 2 years down the road, though, it'll be announced probably for 2030 or 2031.
Agreed. And I do think we're going to see a resurgence of that Mary Poppins attraction. I think that they're going to rethink it and not give us a spinner ride. But I don't know. And again, probably not this year. I also think we're going to hear a little bit about Lion King in Paris, because we know that that's a thing. That is the next coming thing to Adventure World. So we know they're getting a Splash Mountain type flume ride based on the Lion King. I'm hoping we're going to hear some more details on what else is coming to that area. They did a beautiful job with Arendelle. So I think Lion King is going to be fantastic. And I'm hoping that it's going to be called the Pride Lands and not Lion King Land.
And, of course, the two China parks are getting a Spider-Man coaster and a Tower of Terror based on the Avengers. Do we dare dream about a fifth gate at Disney World? ... To be continued. Well, folks, that is the top 7 rumors that are out there for D23 this year. There's a whole bunch more, of course, that we didn't touch on. There's just way too many, of course, to cover in one little session like we're doing today. Let us know your favorite rumors down in the comments, what you think will be there. Are we off base? Are we missing something? Let us know. We'd love to know. Before we go, we always have to thank the Phoenicians. Thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, share, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23. Thanks for joining us today for episode 161 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye.
the Venetians.
At the end today, instead of doing a blooper, we're going to say a big hi to everybody who went to the Disneyland West Side reunion out in Anaheim. Sorry I missed y'all, but we'll see you at the next one.
And go to Coco's.